So tourists were met with red flags when they went to the beach instead of the waves they were anticipating, and we had a summer of syringes that turned beach season into a public health lesson. I'm Matt Haskell, I'm a high school history teacher, and we're going through Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire line by line, and Hypodermics on the Shore is where we're starting this line. And when Billy Joel sings Hypodermics on the Shore, he's pointing to the late 1980s beach pollution scares when medical waste and other trash washed up on East Coast beaches, especially in 1987 and 88. News cameras showed syringes and vials and bandages on the sand. Beaches closed and tourism tanked, and then fear spiked in an era already worried about HIV and hepatitis. So what happened? Well, cities and hospitals produced growing streams of medical waste. Lapses in the handling of the waste and illegal dumping sent the debris into waterways. Currents and winds pushed the floating trash towards New Jersey and New York, and those beaches, they saw all this medical waste during the peak season. Local officials began closing stretches of the beaches. They set up cleanup crews, and they scrambled to, reassure the public. But what changed afterwards? Well, state and federal government began to tighten rules on segregating, packaging, and tracking medical waste from the cradle to the grave. New manifest systems, and then sealed containers and audits reduced leaks into rivers and waterways. Regional cooperation grew around ocean dumping bans, landfill controls, and storm drain capture to keep street litter, out of the waters, out of the surf. And the reason why this is important, why it matters in the song is, because those images captured the moment when everyday infrastructure failed in a very public way. Beaches are where the environment meets the economy, and so mismanaged waste turned into lost summer jobs, angry town halls, upset tourists, television helicopters, filming the beaches. And the scare pushed policy and compliance faster than any research or white paper possibly could. When we tie it back to the song, Hypodermics on the Shore, those words are compressed into closed beaches and medical debris and public panic, and then new tracking rules that reshaped how waste moves from the clinic to being properly disposed. Now, back to why it matters. This particular episode, this chapter in Billy Joel's song, shows how health systems and sanitation and, the ocean currents all connect. It explains why clean water is not just a lab metric, right? It is trust, and it involves livelihoods, and we end up with how a visible mess can accelerate the need and then eventually real reforms. All right, we're running out of material here. We're getting into the end days here of Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire. I hope you enjoyed this episode and were informed, and we'll come up next, because next after Hypodermics on the Shore is China's Under Martial Law. Thanks for watching.